Hey friends, welcome back to another video. My name's Emma LaFave and I'm so excited because today I am going to share with you and demonstrate my brand new brush set with Craftimo, the Botanical brush set. So let's jump in and take a look. Okay everybody, I am so excited to finally show you my brand new brush set with Craftimo. This is the Botanical set. So if you guys have been following me for a bit, you know that I have a 4-piece watercolor brush set with them already. This is my essentials set. This is for beginners, kind of any brush that I would use right at the beginning. These were my absolute go-to favorites. It was a 4-piece. I had an oval wash, 12 round, 6 round, and a 2 round. That's just kind of my essentials set. But Craftimo and I have decided to collaborate on a brand new set. I'm so excited about this one, specifically geared to botanicals and florals. So this set is a 6-piece set. Here's the box and the illustrations. And with every set you get one of these cards of the art. And then there's information on the back. And then you have these brand new beautiful brushes. They are similar in style to my other ones, except that I've changed the handles to a really nice soft gray. I just kind of wanted something a little bit different. But I'm really excited about these shapes because a lot of them are new and things that I haven't done before. Some of them are repeats from my subscription boxes. So if you've gotten those, you might get another couple repeats, but they're worth it repeats. That really you can't have enough brushes. I go through like so many of single sizes and shapes of brushes. So it's always good to have more than one. So let me go through the shapes for you. We have a size 10 round and size 12 round used to be my go-to, but I found myself reaching for my 10 round way more. I love round brushes. They are so versatile. You can do almost anything with them and they're just really great to have in any set. But the point on this, do you see that? Do you see that? It is spectacular. And it's just a really nice light brush. I love the rose gold. I feel like that's kind of like my signature thing with Craftimo, and the same bristle type. These ones are slightly softer, I believe. I think that's how we design them. But very, very similar. Still so easy to use, very beginner friendly. And it just has a really nice gray handle, which I wanted to go for something a little bit different. So there is our size 10 round. Then we have an 8 filbert, which is absolutely perfect for petals. It makes these like effortless flower petals. They're so much fun. This is stiff right now because it has the glue to keep it all stiff, but it's just, honestly, once I show you, it is so easy to use and create flowers with. I absolutely love it. And I found I was originally going to do a bigger filbert, but then after like tons of testing, I was like, you know what, the 8 just seemed to be creating big florals and small florals perfectly, so I love that. Then we have a dagger, which is such a fun shape. I don't find myself using this one as much as some of the others, but these create such fun leaves and even petals too, but more specifically for me, I love creating like long leaves. It's just such a fun shape. And it's one of those brushes that you kind of need to practice with, but it's a lot of fun when you get the hang of it. I absolutely love this one. And that's a size 8. Then we have probably one of my newest favorite shapes, which I never thought would be perfect for florals until my friend Jillian Boone introduced me to it. Absolutely love it. The 1/2 inch flat is so much fun to use. I find myself gravitating towards this brush specifically for florals more often than not. Now, originally when I was like, how would you use a flat brush for florals? It just didn't make sense. It's flat. Like, what petals look like this? The way you can use it on an angle and just create these kind of more sharper and geometrical kind of shapes, it's just so much fun, and I absolutely love this brush. And then of course, because I had the 1/2 inch, I needed a 1/4 inch flat. This is so much fun for some smaller florals. I just love the shapes that they make. So it's going to be a lot of fun using this too. And then one thing I didn't have in my boxes or my last 4-piece watercolor set. I did have a size 1 round, but this is a detail. It's a little bit closer to like a rigger or a liner brush. It has longer bristles, so it holds a bit more water, and the precision is perfect for those tiny little details. So this isn't in my boxes or my previous set. Absolutely love this brush for details. It's amazing. So now I am going to demonstrate some of the strokes and techniques with this brush set and we can get started. So whenever you get a new brush, you're gonna notice that they're very stiff, and you might think like, what's up with them? If you haven't, bought new brushes before, if you're a complete newbie, there is like a glue kind of that holds the bristles together. It just helps with traveling so they don't get ruined. So all you're gonna wanna do with each of your brushes is rinse that glue off. I'm just kind of running it gently towards the bottom of my jar, and it just takes off that glue and softens up the bristles. And now they're nice and soft, okay? So you're gonna wanna do that with each of your brushes before you begin. Okay, so now that our brushes are ready to go, we are going to do some demos of how to use them. So with any new brush shape that you ever use, I always suggest starting out just making marks with your brush. Just see what it can do, get a feel for it before you jump into a painting, because if you do that, you're gonna get frustrated. So let's just pick one brush. I'm gonna start off with my size 10. I'm gonna grab any color. Most of you are probably most familiar with a round brush. And all you're gonna do is you're just gonna play around with pressure. So you can go from like light pressure lines, just trying to make these tiny little lines, see how thin you can make them, to thick lines by creating more pressure as you're pushing down. Try not to push down to the ferrule, but to the belly of the brush, which is like the fattest part here. Okay, and you're just gonna play around with how it feels. I like to try and go from light pressure to heavy pressure to light pressure to heavy pressure to kind of get a feel for it. And then once you've got that down, some strokes that I like to use for florals with this brush are C curves and S curves. So to practice that, let me grab another color here. I'm gonna grab some orange. All you're gonna do is this kind of light pressure to heavy pressure to light pressure stroke. But you're gonna try and move your brush in a C. It can go this way or the other way. So you're gonna go light pressure, heavy pressure, and then light pressure, and you kind of create this moon shape. And in a lot of florals and leaves, you use this stroke. It's called the C curve. Okay, so you can just spend time, you can go from top to bottom, bottom to top, whatever feels the most comfortable to you, do that. Okay, if you need to turn your page, it's not cheating. Just go for whatever feels the most natural and comfortable to you. So light pressure, heavy pressure, light pressure. You can do kind of, see, and it's not going to be perfect each time. Okay. You can just keep going. You can try the other way. Just see what feels good. You can try and make them thinner, thicker by using more pressure. Okay, you can make them more arched. You can make them flatter, and it just gives you an idea of how to make marks with your brush. You can just dab it like this and just see what it does. And that's kind of how you use a round brush. Most of you, I feel, probably know that. Let's move on to a different shape. The filbert, size 8, is a lot of fun. So just pick a color. I'm just gonna use whatever's in my palette here. And just start by dabbing your brush. Just dab. See what kind of shapes you get. Now try a dab and pull. Like that. Then try a dab and pull, but then you're going to turn your brush towards the end. Dab, pull, and then turn. See how that feels. You can try it the other way. This way. Okay? And you're just going to try different things. Then what I want you to do is try putting your brush on its side. See what kind of marks you can get with that. Look at that petal shape. And the more vertical it is, the thinner the line's going to be. But if you tilt it slightly so it's on like a 45-degree angle, you're going to get a thicker stroke. Okay, and it's all about pressure too. So if you're using a lot of pressure, you're going to get thicker lines, less pressure, thinner lines. One of the ways I love to create petals with this brush is kind of doing this, but just a little bit faster. So I would press down, drag, and lift. And then I might try and create a thicker petal and then do it the same other way. Okay, so it kind of creates this like heart-shaped petal. Like that. And it just takes practice. I remember when I first used a filbert brush, I was like, oh my gosh, why isn't it working the way I want it to? Any new brush shape is going to take lots and lots of practice, but it's fun practice. So, you know, you can create an abstract piece with just a bunch of strokes. Just have fun and don't be so hard on yourself of how it turns out. Trust me, I'm one to talk. Okay, but you can create smaller petals and just that rounded petal tip. Just create, it's just so effortless that you're not really going to get with a round brush because you have that tip. With a round brush, you might have to, you know, draw that rounded petal shape, which totally works too. And some might feel a bit more comfortable with that. But the fact that you can just achieve that just by kind of laying down your brush is really cool. So that's the filbert. Now for the dagger, this one also takes a little bit of practice. So with the dagger, you see you have this straight side and then this curved side. I like to use the straight side down most of the time. You can flip it this way. That's totally fine. And I suggest that you practice just putting it on its flat side and just see what lines you can make. Okay, it just helps to try everything and anything. But the way I like to use this, I'm going to use like a green. A yellowy green. And I'm going to show you because I love using this for leaves. So I have the curved side down and I love to just, actually I'm going to turn it, the curved side's facing the paper, but I'm going to have the curve kind of upwards. So not this way, but this way, because I'm going to drag upwards. So I'm going to place the tip down and I'm just going to give some pressure, put this on its side, and I'm just going to drag, twist my brush, and lift. Okay, you can do long kind of leaves like that by just applying pressure, lifting, twisting, or you can even just do these like tiny little leaves just by, let's try it like a little, what's it called? Stem here. Okay, little stem, and just kind of placing down the back of that curve side. And you get these like cute little rounded leaves. I'm just moving the back around. Like, look at that. Like almost like these perfect leaf shapes. I'm just trying to go every which way, practicing. You can just do the curve side down and just kind of practice applying pressure. See what shapes you get like that. So fun. Like that, just kind of have it on its side and drag it to the side and then drag it downwards. It's just fun and it creates these effortless petals. Now, like I said, you can put it on its flat side and do light pressure, heavy pressure, light pressure, kind of like our round brush. Totally up to you. But just playing with it, making marks. You can just make even like perfect rectangles almost. It's really cool. Okay, so that's one of the ways I like to use it. Also, if you're doing flowers with this, like it makes the perfect petal shape as well. So you put the tip down, touching the paper, and then you slowly drag, leaving the tip in one spot, drag the back of those bristles around, and it makes like this perfect little petal shape. So the tip stays. So I'm kind of going one way and then meeting it back. Can you see that? Hopefully. Okay. But like, look at this perfect little flower. Okay. Tip down. And you're going to drag and twist the back. You can just finish it by dragging it, twisting it the other way. And it's so cute. Okay. So that's the dagger. So much fun to use. And then our flat brush, our 1/2 inch. I'm going to show you why I love this brush. Okay, so you would think, it just creates straight lines, which it does. Okay, you can create little squares. It's really fun for that too. But the way I like to use this, and I swear I give full credit to my friend Jillian because she's the one that introduced me to this brush shape for florals. You have to check her out. Put it on like one tip, one point of the, so not flat like this, on its little tip here. And you're just gonna press down slightly and then kind of do our C curve and then lift. And it creates this really nice petal shape. So it's kind of flat at the top, but it's not like flat and straight. It has like a more narrow tip. But if you look at a lot of flower petals, like cosmos and stuff like that, it has this kind of edge to their petals. So again, on its tip, and then I'm just kind of doing a little bit of a C curve, just a slight curve. Meet it on the other side, and you create these beautiful petals. So you can meet it right again at the top, but I like to go down just a little bit so it's kind of uneven, like that, and you're just curving the other way, like so. So fun. Let's get a little bit of yellow or something in here. Okay, and I just love, you can go both ways. I like to drag from the tip, like the outer side of the petal, to the center of the flower, and you get this narrow base by lifting off your brush. So you're applying pressure, lift, start lifting, and then lift, and then you get that point. Okay, and even stuff like sunflowers, you can put it on its side and create these more narrow petals. Okay, so I never really put it flat when I'm using it. I always put it on its side. So it has a bit of that flat edge, but it's not like flat like that. Okay, you always want to give a little bit of curve and movement to your petals. But I think it's just so much fun to use. You got to try it. And then we could always just add some darker yellow in there. So much fun. Okay, so that's the flat brush for that, but you can also use it for not just flowers like these, roses and stuff. They're a lot more flat than you would think. So you can, again, putting it on its tip, pressure down, and just kind of lifting. You can create that C shape as you do with the round brush, but I feel like it's almost a little bit more realistic using something that's a bit flatter. I don't know. This is not a rose that I'm painting. This is just a mess right now. But just playing around with those strokes, so much fun. So let's grab the flat 1/4 inch, same kind of thing, but just a lot smaller, which I really like for tiny little flowers. Just like these tiny little dainty flowers, so much fun. Okay, and I always like to go out to in to the base, not from the base of the flower out. I don't know why. I mean, you can, but I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't feel right, but totally up to you. Whatever, again, whatever feels comfortable. So I like to use this brush on its side a lot. Just, I feel it makes the best shapes for me. Okay, they're just a lot of fun, and it changes it up from everything being so rounded. And so having both like these rounded petals, flowers, and then a little bit more structured is a lot of fun. So just kind of play around, just always curve your brush. You never want petals to be straight like that. Okay, so that's the 1/4 inch. And then our detail brush, look how tiny this is, okay? So much fun. Oops, hold on. Let's do, okay. Like, it's just so tiny and perfect. You get the smallest little details. And you can even create like tiny little leaves. I don't know, just for all those tiny line work, maybe the center of a flower. It's absolutely perfect. Or even just, you know, just lines on a on a flower petal. So nice and small, and I know a lot of people wanted more detail brushes, so this is like a really nice one. I don't know what I'm painting, but you guys get the idea. Okay, so this is a lot of fun for creating those tiny little bits, especially in the center of the flowers. And that's about it. So that's the brush set. That's kind of my free little demo here. Another demonstration will come with the brush set where I teach you how to paint this floral arrangement-ish, something similar, same colors, with the brushes, and that will be on the back of the card that comes within the set. And that's about it. So that's it. That's the little demo. I'm so excited for these brushes. They're honestly going to be so much fun to use. I can't wait to use them in more videos, and I really hope you guys like them. So again, February 14th, it's going live at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a little launch party here on YouTube. And you know what? I think it's a perfect little Valentine's Day gift for yourself. So hop on that, and I will see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you're as excited about this brand new brush set as I am. They are going to be going live on February 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They will be available for order at www.craftimo.com. I'm going to be having a fun launch party here live on YouTube. At that time, we can paint with them. I want to paint some bright kind of Valentine's florals using this new brush set, and just check out the comments while the brushes are going live. So join me then, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.